Good evening and welcome to the October 28th, 2025 meeting of the Abington Board of School Directors. I note the attendance of all board members. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The Abington Board of School Directors has convened this evening's meeting at the Administration Building, and the public is welcome. This meeting is also being broadcast live on the Abington School District YouTube channel. For those members of the public who cannot participate this evening, the meeting will also be recorded and will be available on the district's website and cable channel no later than Friday, October 31st, 2025. Comments from citizens will be conducted in person and by phone. Instructions for calling into each public comment section of the meeting will be displayed on the screen during each segment. The board thanks the public in advance for its cooperation. This is a place where we hold dignity in high regard, and everyone's voices are respected and welcomed in this space. Dr. Fetcher, do we have any additional announcements or agenda items?
Yes, Dr. Mowry. I want to make an announcement. I'm proud that this evening, 27 Abington Senior High School students representing the classes of 2025 and 26 have earned the AP Capstone Diploma during the spring 2025 AP cycle. The AP Capstone Diploma program helps students develop critical thinking, research, collaboration, and presentation skills that are essential to academic and career success. To earn the AP Capstone Diploma, students must earn scores of 3 or higher in AP Seminar, AP Research, and on 4 additional AP exams of their choice. So we want to congratulate these students. It's a big achievement, and just really proud of them.
Okay, great.
I have
That's
one more
a very high bar.
Yes, yes. So I would like to share a district initiative tonight on our upcoming food drives that we will be having throughout Abington School District. With the current strain on families, including those in Abington School District who rely on SNAP benefits, I believe there is no time more fitting than now to come together as a community to support our fellow neighbors to the extent that we are able. This November, in the spirit of Thanksgiving, we are asking members of the public and our families, please consider donating to one of our district-wide food drives to help ensure every member of our community is able to put food on their tables. All schools will have collection bins available for donations beginning next week. If you are a member of the broader public wishing to donate any other time, you may bring your items to the Administration Building lobby Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30 p.m. Through November 21st. A list of needed items and other information will be available on our homepage. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's an important and welcome initiative on the part of the district. I think we all know how big-hearted this community is, and now is a good time to step up and demonstrate that.
Yeah, we have the opportunity to work with a lot of the food banks in the area, and from my understanding, they're diminishing rather quickly and need replenishing. So that's why we're kicking this off as soon as possible.
Okay, great. That's very welcome. I do want to make a note that an executive session was held by the board on October 21st regarding a personnel matter. With that, we will move on to comments of board members. Mr. Allen.
Good evening.
Mrs. Brown.
Good evening. I just wanted to further emphasize the importance of this food drive, especially as Dr. Fetcher already mentioned. There are many places who offer resources for families. However, their stock has been depleting. So please do give because that's what we do best. Thank you.
Ms. Eisenhart.
Good evening and welcome, everyone.
Mr. Muhammad.
Good evening. Just want to remind everyone, Election Day is 1 week away. Please make sure you get out and make your voice heard in this election and every election that occurs every 6 months.
Okay. Ms. Spalding.
Good evening, everybody.
Ms. Hartman,
Good evening, everyone.
Ms. Fraser,
Hi, guys.
Ms. Fazy,
Good evening, everyone.
Ms. Lee.
Good evening.
Welcome again to the meeting. If you are watching the meeting and you're interested in helping contribute to one of the local food banks, one thing you might consider doing is a group contribution. So maybe you have friends or neighbors who would also like to contribute. Gather those contributions and designate one person to bring to the food bank. Every bit will help. Okay. That brings us to our first section of comments from citizens. Comments from citizens are being conducted both in person and by phone. The phone number to participate in public comments is being displayed on the screen, and it's 267-715-3717. You'll be able to join the meeting by calling in on your mobile or landline phone. A citizen will be recognized once during this period of the meeting, and each citizen's comments will be limited to a total of 3 minutes, except at the discretion of the president. Time may not be yielded or otherwise transferred by one speaker to another for purposes of extending a given speaker's time allotment. If there's anyone in the room who would like to make a comment, please use the microphone either to your left or to your right. Go ahead.
Okay, Joe Rooney, I live in Ardsley. First, I'd like to recognize Susan Arnold here, a former school director. It's wonderful to see her, and I'm glad she's doing well. Second, I have a little comment. Marine Corps having his 250th birthday on November 10th. Now, I didn't think anything happened over the summertime for the Armies. I didn't know if anything happened. I know I talked to Dr. Fetcher briefly about the Navy's 250th anniversary. But we have a plaque at the high school, and it's full of names of people who died, not the ones who served, the ones who've died, students, teachers, workers in Abington. And I will propose that you fly the Marine Corps flag over all of the buildings in Abington for the month of November to recognize 250 years of honorable and heroic service from all of the Marines in Abington School District and around. I'm not sure, anybody here in the Marine Corps? Well, if there were, I would say Semper Fi to you. So that was my first thing. So there you go. I'll throw it on the table. I know you guys did it with some political flag. June 25th, you voted on it. The next day, it was zip tied up to the flagpole at Copper Beach and other places also. So I think you got it in you if you want to honor the Marines. Second one, I'm just curious. This resolution that's on the agenda, where did it come from and why is it? I actually read through it, and there's a couple curious things in here. But I don't know how much money did we spend on it and what's its purpose. But I'll just read this right here. Whereas school districts are legally required to adopt annual budgets by June 30th and operate with fiscal responsibility and transparency. At our last meeting, you guys voted for $550,000 of taxpayer spending, and none of you knew what it was about. None of you knew what it was for. Dr. O'Donohue offered to go into private session so that he could discuss it, and you went, nah, that's okay. And we got all the hands that were here, and everybody wasn't here, raised and said, aye. That is not fiscal transparency, and it is not, fiscal responsibility and transparency. Then there's another one here in the back, and I know I've got a little less time here. It says, demonstrate bipartisan cooperation and leadership. So you're writing this to the state. There's no bipartisanship on this board. You don't look at two sides of any issue. You don't consider other sides of any issue. So you're writing something here that you guys don't do. You have no intention of doing it, and I'm just curious to know why. And you're all going to vote on it, and you're all going to vote yes on it. But I'd love to get some explanations about it before you do. Thank you.
Anyone else in the room? Okay. Mr. Cargis, can you confirm that there are no callers on the line?
There are no callers on the line.
Okay. Dr. Fetcher?
No comment at this time. I'll reserve the comment to when we review the resolution.
Okay. Okay, that brings us to, there are no additional agenda items, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. To item number 4.1, Mr. Mohammed, can you please read the recommendation to approve the personnel addenda?
It is the recommended action that the Board of School Directors approves the changes in personnel as reflected in Personnel Addenda Numbers 4.1 and 4.1A and Confidential Addendum Number 4.1B.
Second.
We have a second, Dr. Fetcher.
Thank you, Dr. Mowry. The personnel addendum begins with requests for leaves of absence for 3 professional staff members, appointment of 1 professional employee, and compensation for open houses, professional development, interpreter, and translation services.
Okay. Questions or comments from the board? Okay, Mrs. Flanagan.
Mr. Allen?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Eisenhunt?
Aye.
Mr. Mohammed?
Aye.
Ms. Spalding?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Frazier?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Dr. Mowry?
Aye. The ayes have it and the motion passes. Mr. Mohammed, can you please read the recommendation for approval of the financial report?
It is the recommended action that the Board of School Directors approves the financial report for the period ending September 30th, 2025, as reflected in Addendum Number 5.1.
Second.
We have a second?
Thank you, Dr. Mowry. I'm going to ask Ms. Denicola to please summarize the September 2025 financial report.
Due to the continued state budget impasse, the district did not receive any funding from the state in September. In the same time period last year, last September, under an approved state budget, the district received special education and ready-to-learn subsidies totaling $1,091,693. As we look to the additional revenue sources, our real estate tax collection for the periods ending September 2025 and September 2024 as follows. For 2025, it's $114,629,881 collected, or 90.7% collected. In the previous year, it was $941,328, or 92.6% collected. On an expenditure basis, year-to-date expenditures total $34,656,720, of which $19,949,595 relate to salaries and benefits, which equates to approximately 58% of our year-to-date expenditures. These expenditures are $1,404,521 higher than the previous year. And on a percentage basis, those expenditures year-to-date are 17.1% of the budget as compared to 16.7% in the prior year.
Questions or comments from the board? Could you just, for the record, review what's included in the state funding? So what does the bulk of the state funding go towards?
So the bulk of our state funding goes directly to instruction.
Okay,
Also, we receive, with an approved state budget, we would receive reimbursement of our retirement contributions for employees, and also our FICA contributions for employees.
okay. And am I correct in understanding that that a big chunk of the state funding goes towards special ed support?
Correct.
Okay, so these are our most vulnerable students.
Correct.
Okay.
And could you share with the public the percentage of our budget that we derive from the state?
If you give me a few minutes. Sure.
I seem to remember it being around 13%-ish. Okay,
In front of me.
okay. I'll add the ish to it, just just to give us some breathing
Confident
room.
with the ballpark. I'll take that, Ms. Danicola.
I'm confident with that ballpark.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right. Any other questions or comments?
I have a question. How does the government shutdown affect funding at all? Does it affect our funding, the money that we get from the federal government?
From a federal grants perspective, we would not be receiving any of the revenue related to the federal grants.
So these include Title I grants then? Okay. So it's worth, Dr. Fetcher, what percentage of our grade schools are Title I schools?
4 of our grade schools are Title I schools.
4 out of 6.
7.
7, sorry. I don't know why I thought 6. Okay, so slightly over half of our grade school students are being affected by not getting,
We have not ceased any of the Title I operations
Right.
in any of those buildings due to the budget impacts.
right. Okay. Dr. Fetcher, do you want to add anything?
Not at this time.
No? Okay, all right. Anyone else? Ms. Lee? No? I don't want to forget you. Okay, all right. Okay, with that, we will move on to, I don't have a, do we have a vote on this? We don't vote on the financial report. We do, okay. Mrs. Flanagan?
Mr. Allen?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Eisenhart?
Aye.
Mr. Mohammed?
Aye.
Ms. Spalding?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Frazier?
Aye.
Ms. Fazy?
Aye.
Dr. Mowry?
Aye, the ayes have it and the motion passes. Mr. Mohammed, can you please read the recommendation for the payment of bills ending September 30th, 2025?
It is the recommended action that the Board of School Directors approves the payment of bills for the period ending September 30th, 2025, as reflected in addendum number 6.1.
Second.
Dr. Fetcher?
Thank you, Dr. Mowry. I'll be pleased to answer any questions that you have regarding the payment of the bills.
Okay. Questions or comments from the board? No? Okay. Mrs. Flanagan?
Mr. Allen?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Eisenhart?
Aye.
Mr. Mohammed?
Aye.
Ms. Spalding?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Frazier?
Aye.
Ms. Fazy?
Aye.
Dr. Mowry?
Aye. The ayes have it and the motion passes. Mr. Mohammed, can you please read the recommendation for permits for use of buildings and grounds?
It is the recommended action that the Board of School Directors approves the applications for permits for use of buildings and grounds as reflected in addendum number 7.1.
Second.
Dr. Fetcher?
The permit addendum continues to reflect typical requests for buildings and grounds, for meetings and other school activities and events for this time of year.
Okay, it's nice to see our facilities being used by community organizations in addition to our students and teachers. That continues to be an important service and opportunity we provide to the community at large. Other questions or comments?
Just one comment. It looks like Willow Hill is hosting repeated family book clubs. That's something that I haven't noticed before, and I thought was worth mentioning tonight.
Absolutely. Hats off to Willow Hill for their book club, the family book fair and reading night.
This particular agenda item always reminds me that schools are lifebloods. It's, are the lifeblood of a community. And it's sad when politics threatens the stability and health of our schools. And we're seeing that at increasing clip in recent years. It needs to end.
Agree. Thank you for that. Anyone else? No? Okay. Mrs. Flanagan?
Mr. Allen?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Eisenhart?
Aye.
Mr. Mohammed?
Aye.
Ms. Spalding?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Frazier?
Aye.
Ms. Feasy?
Aye.
Dr. Mowry? Aye. The ayes have it and the motion passes. Mr. Mohammed, can you please read the recommendation for the resolution to end the state budget impasse?
It is the recommended action that the Board of School Directors approves the resolution to end the state budget impasse and addenda number 8.1.
Second.
Dr. Fetcher?
So as you know, the Pennsylvania state budget impasse is now stretched beyond 100 days. This has impacted public school districts in many ways, including the withholding of educational funding. This lack of funding has threatened programs, staffing, and essential services across the Commonwealth. In conjunction with the leadership of the Pennsylvania School Boards Association, or PSBA, some school boards across the state have decided to send a clear bipartisan message to the General Assembly to pass a complete and responsible state budget immediately for our students, educators, and communities.
Okay. Comments or questions from the board?
I just want to state that I'm proud to be part of a board that wants to collectively add to the voices and necessity of public education that's not just affecting our district and our students, but collectively across the state. I think it's important that we voice this, and I'm happy to vote yes on this resolution.
Anyone else?
Yes. Although the General Assembly has not offered a stopgap budget, I understand competing options have been introduced. Are we familiar with any of them? If so, what might they entail?
There has been limited information updated from the state budget perspective that shows any kind of changes within what the governor has proposed.
Thank you.
I just feel it's important to answer a question that was asked earlier during public comment, and that was the cost to develop this statement is free. It was in conjunction with PSBA. I guess you could attribute our membership of PSBA to a cost factor, but other than that, the foundation of this came from PSBA and along with board input. So there was not a cost involved in the development of this resolution.
Okay.
We have districts and IUs across the state that are in need of these funds. And with that, students are in need of these funds. And so it's important for the politicians in Harrisburg to get it together and pass a budget so that we can go forward with our required actions.
Yeah, I think I would add to this that it is our students who suffer most from the budget impasse. And they suffer because districts have budgets that they passed months ago designed to deliver services. And when they lack the means to deliver those services, it impacts the education of students. As Mr. Mohammed pointed out earlier, public schools are the beating heart of communities. When they are not funded, students suffer first, but communities suffer as well. This is not a single pressure point, and we know that there are districts across the Commonwealth that are having to borrow funds to run their schools, and those funds don't come free. There is interest attached to those loans. It is unclear whether, when the Assembly finally passes a budget, districts will be compensated for the interest they will have to pay on those loans. So the failure to pass a budget and to fund education is corroding opportunity for students across the Commonwealth. From my perspective, we have an obligation and a duty to speak up on behalf of our own students and our district, but to add our voices to voices across the state. This budget impasse must end. With that, Mrs. Flanagan, we will move on to a vote. Mr. Allen?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Eisenhart?
Aye.
Mr. Mohammed?
Aye.
Ms. Spalding?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Frazier?
Aye.
Ms. Vacy?
Aye.
Dr. Mowry? Aye. The ayes have it, and the motion passes. That brings us to agenda item number 10. Mr. Mohammed, can you please read the recommendation for the oh, did I miss something? I'm sorry. 9. I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. Agenda item 9. Mr. Mohammed, can you please read the recommendation for the ratification of agreement, this very important agreement with the Abington Secretary's Educational Support Personnel Association, agenda item number 9.1.
Is the recommended action that the Board of School Directors approve the ratification of agreement with the Abington Secretary's Educational Support Personnel Association as reflected in addenda number 9.1.
Second.
Dr. Fetcher.
Thank you, Dr. Mowry. A committee representing the Board of School Directors, including Ms. Fezzi, Ms. Hartman, and Ms. Spalding, and the administration met with the Abington Secretary's Educational Support Personnel Association to develop a 3-year contract to be effective July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2028. Ms. Christine Taylor, Director of Human Resources and a negotiations team, will review the changes to terms and conditions of the agreement with ASESPA. Before I turn it over to Ms. Taylor, I will make further comments about the negotiation process upon completion of the review of the terms.
Thank you, Dr. Fetcher. We are pleased to bring this agreement to you this evening for approval. This is the result of a collegial and collaborative process that began about 1 year ago in October of 2024. This bargaining unit represents approximately 273 of our administrative assistants, aides, paraeducators, and staff nurses. This 3-year agreement comes to you with the first year having a salary schedule redesign. Our salaries, particularly for our paraeducators and aides, had fallen below competitive, especially in comparison with similar job roles in our county. It's for this reason that the salary schedule has been reconfigured to eliminate steps 1 and 2 and create a 13-step longevity schedule. The current schedule was an 8-step schedule that took 15 years for a member to reach maximum. In addition to the restructuring of the salary schedule in year 1, 1% will be added onto the matrix, and vertical step movement will occur for each member retroactively to July 1, 2025. This equates for members of this unit to a 4% increase on average. In year 2, 1.3% has been added to the salary matrix and $1 added to the top step, step 13. Vertical movement will occur for the members on July 1st of 2026. This will equate to approximately 3.5% of an increase for members in that year. In year 3, 1% has been added to the salary matrix, again with $1 to the maximum step, step 13, and vertical step movement occurring on July 1st of 2027, equating to a 3% increase on average for members. On the healthcare side, our changes here mirror the changes that we've achieved with our other bargaining units thus far. Recently, we ratified with our teachers group and with our ASME group, our service unit, and the changes here are very similar to what we achieved in those bargaining agreements. There will be an addition of a new healthcare plan for employees to choose from. It is a high deductible plan with a health savings account that will become effective July 1 of 2026 as an option. Our members of this unit will contribute in year 1 to the base plan 14%, and also in year 2 14% of the cost of the premium. And in year 3 for the base plan, it will increase to 15%. For the high deductible plan with the health savings account, the contributions in year 2, when it begins, will be 5% and 6% in year 3. We are excited about expanding the HDHP1 plan as an offering because we believe that this plan offers our staff an opportunity to utilize a plan that can help to lower costs both for the district and for the staff members. On the prescription side, we are mirroring the changes that we achieved with our other bargaining units. Our formulary prescription drug plan will change from Freedom rather to Liberty. And we will be using Capital RX, who is our pharmacy benefit manager, as our exclusive provider of specialty medications. We'll also be expanding our adoption of the RX Control and RX Cap programs, both of which we believe will achieve savings not only to the employees, but to the district as well. We're excited to continue our partnership with the association in the coming months in the exploration of a teacher certification pathway for our paraeducators who are interested in becoming a teacher. We'll be meeting collaboratively with the association to develop the parameters and be coming back to you seeking approval for inclusion of this Pathways program. As we struggle to find teachers to join any district across the country, looking into our internal talent pool is something we're truly excited about. We will also be working with the association on exploring a stipend for those that work in particularly challenging situations. Those parameters and the stipend amount will be determined collaboratively and brought to you for your approval ultimately. The last changes that I'll review is the addition of one holiday for our 10 and 12-month staff who work over 6.5 hours per day. Thank you for allowing me with this opportunity to present an overview of the agreement.
Thank you, Ms. Taylor. One thing I want to say is, this group, just to put it into perspective, some of the first people you meet when you walk through the school, for some of our neediest students, our paraprofessionals are ensuring that our neediest students have what they need, assisting in the classroom. And quite frankly, it's a tough job on many days. And I am very pleased that we were able to have more competitive wages within this structure. And I want to thank the association for working with us and coming to good compromises, but also achieving the goal of having positions that are competitive in the market so we can fill the positions as well. And that's most important. But I just think it's important to put into context who these people are. You see these letters, ASESPA, and what does that mean? It is the most essential support within our schools. And I want to thank them for that. And I believe that this agreement is solid. And with that, I'd like to introduce the Chief Negotiator, Cindy Brett. If you could introduce your team that is here with you this evening.
Good evening, everybody. My team here, we're missing Carolyn Wackerman, staff nurse, and Danielle Rowley, who is a paraeducator. But we have down here, we have Cindy Bagley. She's administrative assistant from Roslyn Elementary, and her lovely granddaughter, who is fresh from swimming. We have Kelly Warner, a paraeducator from the senior high. And we have our current president, Veronica Johnson. And I also want to thank you, Dr. Fetcher, and your team. The addition of Ms. Taylor has been a breath of fresh air. You've always tried to make us feel included and have offered us respect from the beginning. And this contract goes a long way, not only to being competitive and getting and keeping more of our staff, but to showing us how much you appreciate us, and we appreciate that. And on a personal note, I am very happy in that after 13 years as president, not only can I turn it over to the very wonderful Ms. Johnson, but I can leave feeling like I've left the place better than it was when I came. So I'm very grateful for that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Questions or comments from the board?
I just wanted to say, as an educator who has the privilege of going into a school building every day, I know firsthand how important paraprofessionals are. You know the students, you know what makes them tick, what makes them tick off. And most of the times you are the buffer between the two happening. So I just wanted to personally say thank you for all that you do. Thank you for the group that you represent, because you really do make a difference with our children. So thank you so much.
I just want to add to that from a parent perspective. My children all went through McKinley, and the work that's done from the support staff, like essentially fills gaps that sometimes present, but fills the ones that people don't see too. So thank you for your work. It's so valuable. It brings so much enrichment and caring and just such a presence to the school that isn't always measured in these meetings or elsewhere, because it isn't about a lot of the other topics that come up here, but it's so important and crucial. And I'm so grateful that the district and administration and your leadership was able to come to such an agreeable contract. And I'm grateful on a personal level. And I just wanted to take a moment to recognize that and thank you all for your work. And I hope that you share those sentiments with your coworkers.
Your group represents some of the district's unsung heroes. And we appreciate all of the hard work that you put in to keep our students safe and to help these buildings flow and run efficiently. And so I look forward to voting yes on this contract. You deserve everything that you're getting, all the good that you're getting out of this contract and more. And I'm excited to see who takes advantage of the Pathways program, right? Because you know our students and you know our schools, and so you have a leg up on anyone that wants to just come in and teach and hasn't been with us and worked with us in your capacity. And so congratulations and thank you.
I also want to say thank you to you, all of you, and all, your whole organization. I'm sorry. Are we going in order? You want to go first?
Go ahead.
Okay. I think everyone said some really great things, and I parrot that. But also, I think our teachers are fabulous, and we love our teachers. But you help them to get the job done, right? And a lot of times, teachers couldn't do the job they do without the help they get from the paraprofessionals and the aides and the support they get from the secretaries and all the people in the building. And I just want to say thank you for everything that you do and for helping our students. They're really the ones, they benefit so much as well from the assistance they get. And I also am very excited about the teacher certification program. I think it's a great opportunity for people who might not see a way to do that outside of the job hours, right? Because you do put in a long day and you do work really hard, and having that opportunity is just a really great thing. So thank you. Go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
Then that's okay. I'm not a parent, so I don't have any direct interactions with you, but I've heard from a lot of parents in my neighborhood, and I meet a lot of people at the dog park. And all of them have said if they have a question or a problem, they go see the secretary and administrative staff. That's where they get the best help. So, I mean, so people do notice what you're doing and they appreciate it. I just want to pass that on. Thank you.
I just want to say that I'm very, very happy to vote on this item tonight. And I think that this group of employees, this group of people, very, very, we don't always identify the impact, but children, students wouldn't be able to get through school many days without your work. They wouldn't be able to attend school safely without your work. So thank you for all you do. And I'm very, very happy to vote on this.
Ms. Fraser, did you want to add anything?
Well, actually, I was thinking, I'm associated at a school also with paraprofessionals, et cetera. It's a public school. And one of the paraprofessionals recently became a teacher because of a pathway program. And I was sitting here thinking, listening to all the sentiments, et cetera, and the congratulations, et cetera. And I was thinking, when I see him throughout the day, coming to school, walking through the hall, it actually brings me joy. More joy than just a colleague who recently, got assigned a teacher's job at the school, but he's been a paraprofessional there for maybe 15 years, but to see him now alongside colleagues, et cetera, it's cool. So yes, thank you for what you do.
Ms. Lee?
Yeah, so I've known some of the people here since elementary school. Like Miss Warner, I know she's always treating me with kindness and like other students. It's really nice to see all the sentiments and recognition that they're getting tonight. So I just want to thank all of them for their work as well.
Thank you. So I would like to start first by apologizing and accidentally going from agenda item 8 to 10. I will confess that I had built up a little bit of head of steam over the funding. And the budget is the money that is being denied to the students that you work with. But that doesn't diminish my enthusiasm for the contract. I would second my colleagues' appreciation, particularly for the pathways option. I think that that's great. And I also want to say that the interactions that you all have had with our student representative and some members of the board in whose neighborhoods you live just really reinforces for me the extent to which our schools, our community, our staff are the beating heart of Abington and Rockledge. So I'm excited to vote yes on this contract. Mrs. Flanagan.
Mr. Allen?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Eisenhart?
Aye.
Mr. Muhammad?
Aye.
Ms. Spalding?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Frazier?
Aye.
Ms. Feasy?
Aye.
Dr. Mowry?
Aye, the ayes have it, and the motion passes. Congratulations. Oh, sure. Go ahead, Dr. Fetcher.
I just wanted to, I would be remiss if I didn't thank Ms. Taylor for your efforts during this process. As Ms. Brett pointed out, it is, when you're on a team, a negotiation team from an administrative side, you're only as good as the people who are by your side. And throughout all these processes, I think it's important to recognize your efforts, Ms. Taylor, because you have great information for us, data and comparisons, as well as a heart for making things right for our employees. So I want to just personally take a moment to thank you, and I wanted to wait till after the vote because, just in case for some reason the vote didn't go well.
How little faith you have in
I'm
us.
just kidding.
I would second that. I think a breath of fresh air sums it up nicely. Okay, now, number 10, if I'm not mistaken, yes? Okay. Mr. Mohammed, can you please read the recommendation for the confidential student matter?
It is the recommended action that the Board of School Directors approves the confidential student matters as reflected in addenda number 10.1.
Second.
Dr. Fetcher, we have a second.
Thank you, Dr. Mowry. The confidential student matter this evening is in regard to a student disciplinary adjudication. Keeping in mind the confidentiality of student matters, I can answer questions that you may have.
Questions or comments from the board? No? Okay, we'll jump to the roll call vote then.
Mr. Allen?
Aye.
Mrs. Brown?
Aye.
Ms. Eisenhart?
Aye.
Mr. Muhammad?
Aye.
Ms. Spalding?
Aye.
Ms. Hartman?
Aye.
Ms. Frazier?
Aye.
Ms. Feasy?
Aye.
Dr. Mowry?
Aye, the ayes have it and the motion passes. Dr. Fetcher, are there any additional reports and recommendations by the administration and superintendent?
Yes, Dr. Mowry, I provide the conference attendance and professional leaves report for your information.
Always great to see our staff and faculty out there supporting our students. Questions or comments? No? Okay. All right, with that, we will move on to our final section of comments from citizens. Once again, comments from citizens are being conducted both in person and by phone. The phone number to participate in public comments is 267-715-3717 and is being displayed on the screen at this time. You'll be able to join the meeting by calling in on your mobile or landline phone. A citizen will be recognized once during this period of the meeting, and each citizen's comments will be limited to 3 minutes, except at the discretion of the president. Time may not be yielded or otherwise transferred by one speaker to another for purposes of extending a given speaker's time allotment. If there's anyone present who would like to make a comment, please use the microphone either to your left or to your right. It still works.
Good evening again. Just an aside, from my 30 years of union negotiations, when I listened to all these gushing comments, y'all should have held out for more money. If they ain't mad, you didn't hold out for enough money.
Yeah.
So just to let you know. Second thing, so I'm going to propose a recommendation that the Board of Directors flies the Marine Corps flag for the month of November in celebration of 250 years of honorable service of the United States Marine Corps from the halls of Tripoli, from the shores of Tripoli to the halls of Montezuma. Sorry, I messed that up. Is there a second? Come on, y'all have already politicized the flagpole. There's not a second to honor the Marine Corps in November?
I second it.
There's a second right there. Excellent. Any discussion? Well, I'll recommend a vote. Anybody that's interested in honoring the Marine Corps in November with the flag, raise your hand. Nobody honoring it. Okay, just got it on record there. Second one, I got talking with a woman. She explained to me that when Chromebooks are handed out to students, that they can change a password and then parents don't have access to it. And if they approach the school district won't give them access to that Chromebook. Is that true or false? So hopefully I'll get an answer on that. Yeah. And then the last one, Mr. Mohammed, everything we do here is political. When you guys pass this resolution, that's a political act. And the amazing thing about the state budget is that we have representatives on two sides of an issue actually fight it out, and they still haven't come to a resolution yet. But when you all pass a resolution, you don't even know how the budget works here. You don't know how much is the state, how much it's been impacted so far. You're just passing this resolution. Jordan Peterson has great things in his 12 Rules for Life. It says the first thing people ought to do is clean up their room. Basically clean up their own house. For Abington School District, you guys learn what the budget's all about. Learn how much money, if I asked any of one of you, how much federal money do we get each year? You don't have to answer, obviously. How much state money? How much of PSERS is covered by the state? Where does the money go? So before you start telling somebody else how they should do their budgeting negotiations, then you ought to learn about our own. Like I said, $550 million last meeting, or $550,000 last meeting. You all voted on it and didn't even know what it was for. So try and recommend and represent us before you go out there and start telling everybody else what to do. That would be the way you served us. And thank God this is political. All these buildings, all these people, public employees paid for by Abington and Rockledge taxpayers. We need to have open discussions and political discourse about it.
Your time is up. Take a seat, please. Anyone else in the room?
Yes, Jen Pertel, Glenside. I wanted to thank the district for doing the food drive. Like you've all said, it's amazing how the district is part of this community, and it's just wonderful to give the community a way of giving back. So I certainly plan on participating, and I appreciate you guys organizing that. And also the funding gap, I just really appreciate that you added your voices to calling for that to be resolved. We're a little lucky, I guess, here that it's not an immediate impact, but there are school districts. This is a state that has a backward way of funding their schools. And I know there was a case that was said the same, and it was, has not been, no changes have been made as far as I know. So I appreciate that we are a little buffered, but there are school districts elsewhere in the state that are not so lucky. And so it would be wonderful if this could get resolved quickly, but I appreciate that all the school districts are joining their voices together and calling for them to resolve this. And so thank you for doing that. Take care.
Thank you for your voice. Anyone else in the room? Mr. Cargus, can you confirm that we have no callers on the line?
I confirm there are no callers.
Okay. With that, we will move on to closing comments of school directors. Oh, I'm sorry, Dr. Fetcher.
That's fine. Mr. Cargus, if you wouldn't mind, can you please address the question that came up regarding Chromebooks and parent access?
Yes, that's,
And I understand that you are working with the parent.
yes, I will be in contact with the parent, and we also provide online access for any kind of support the parents need as well. So I have not seen that come through yet, but I will be reaching out to that parent.
Thank you. Anything else?
Nothing further. Thank you.
I'm sorry. All right, with that, we will move on to closing comments from my fellow directors. Mr. Allen,
Nothing, thank you. Have a good evening.
Mrs. Brown,
I just wanted to clarify for anyone who may be confused that there are two people who determine what the agenda topics are for our meeting, and that is our president and our superintendent. And therefore, if a member who is not the president or the superintendent asks for someone to vote for something, that vote does not count. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a great evening.
Ms. Eisenhart,
Great to hear the interaction from the members of the support staff group today, and hope you have a good evening and happy voting on Tuesday.
Mr. Mohammed.
I just want to encourage the community to participate in the district-wide food drive. SNAP benefits are an important safety net that this nation has provided to any resident that needed it for decades. And there are people like myself who were raised on SNAP benefits and who were able to feed large families based on those benefits. And again, oppressive politics are playing a role in hurting citizens, hurting those in need. And I hope that our community can come together and fill the gap while Washington, D.C. gets its act together. November is Indigenous American Heritage Month, and so I would like to acknowledge the Indigenous Americans who exist throughout this country and throughout this hemisphere, recognizing that this is the land that they inhabited long before anyone showed up and decided to take from them. And we want to remember them today and remember them always. Good night.
Thank you. Ms. Spalding?
Yeah, I do want to mention to everybody, next week is Election Day. It's very important that we go out and vote. I also saw something on The View the other day. They were saying, well, they were mentioning with the government employees being, not some of them, a lot of them not getting paid, and they more or less have gotten their last paycheck like this week, and some of them the following week. And they may mention that if we're able to help, we should do so. And I'm still a member of a couple of organizations, and then we're having a big luncheon on Thursday. So, if we can afford to give to food banks, which I am doing, and to any other organizations, we should. We need to reach out and help those that we can. And I did not make any votes besides the ones that were that were polled by Teresa. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Hartman?
I just want to state that the budget impasses that we're facing at the federal level and the state level are affecting our most fragile children. Kids are coming to school hungry because, and they will be if their SNAP benefits are taken away, and our Title I funding, and that's our special education students that are affected by that, and our schools with kids who really need that support. And I really hope that we can come together as a community and help them. But I really hope that we can, as a country and as a state, put our kids first, regardless of who they are and what they look like and what their financial or socioeconomic status is, that we can just really, because I'm a little nervous about what's going to happen after when November 1st starts. So get to the polls, vote, and hopefully we'll be in a better place soon as far as this goes. So thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
Ms. Fraser?
Ditto, and good night.
Ms. Vacy?
Nothing more. Good night, everyone. Take good care.
Ms. Lee?
I hope everyone considers donating to the food drive as well. And good night.
Thank you. The equation is pretty simple. If kids don't eat, they can't learn. I'll reiterate what I said at the beginning of the meeting. This is a big-hearted community. Everyone who can, please contribute to the local food banks. They are going to be under increasing pressure. When you go to the store, grab a jar of peanut butter, box of mac and cheese, a package of canned fruit, whatever you can, put it in your cart, drop it off. It's really easy. And it makes a real difference to people's lives. So on that note, thank everyone for coming out tonight, and onward. Have a good night.